There are lots of perks in being a teacher in an international school, even more so when you're a school leader, which has been the position that I've held in various international schools over the last decade or so. Part of the package that you get will include free housing for your family, 20% gratuity at the end of contract, sometimes tax-free income, depending where you go, free school places for your children, and often in high-quality international school environments, return flights to and from your home country at the end of each year, and all of your bills are inclusive as part of your rental package. It's quite amazing, really, and the capacity to save money is excellent. Moreover, you have a great opportunity to travel. When I lived in sub-Saharan Africa, in Zambia, Malawi and Botswana, and also Nigeria, I had wonderful opportunities to be able to go for safari, to be able to travel to places I never would have dreamt I'd ever see in my life. When I was in Livingstone in Zambia, I could see and hear the Victoria Falls from where I lived and where I worked. It's just awesome. And when we lived in China, in Shanghai, not only did we get the chance to travel and explore China, but it was also an amazing jumping off place, which allowed us to go to Thailand, to Malaysia, to Singapore, and to Bali. We had some of the most amazing holidays you could ever dream of, using low-cost airlines to get to places which from Europe would just cost a fortune just in travel. And moreover, because you're on a good salary, you're still able to save some money and also have some amazing travel experiences. So you're basically living the dream. I've also worked in international schools in Europe, and when I lived in Paris, it's Paris. It's just awesome. Actually, traveling to school every day, I would see the Eiffel Tower up ahead as I rode the bus. The thing with Paris, though, like my current position in Germany, is you don't get the same perks. You basically get paid a local wage, which is good, and it's more than enough to live on. But then you have to pay your rent, you have to pay your bills, you don't get the same gratuity, you don't get the travel opportunities paid for by your employer anyway. It's also cold and depressing in Europe, where in the Far East and in Africa, yeah, you don't have that problem so much. But Shanghai could be very cold. But everywhere else I've lived, basically you can just bask in the sun. I'd finish work in Malawi or Zambia, Botswana, and you go and jump in the swimming pool. Can't really do that in Germany. Having said that, there's a lot to be said about living in France and living in Germany. You do get excellent social benefits. You're able to contribute to a pension, good schools for your children in the local sector, so they don't have to go to international schools, which is a good and bad thing. It's been great for my children to be able to learn German here. So now what do we do next? Do we ride it out here in Germany, or do we look to go back to life in the sun? My head, which does make some of the decisions, knows there's a lot to be said for remaining in Europe. However, my heart, which can often rule my head, suggests that maybe I should take the opportunity to go back to life in the sun. You know, I'm not young anymore, I'm not too old, you know, but I've got to think, you know, I've got reasonably good health, had a few issues, but it's nothing too chronic. So I've got to think, what's next? What's best for the family? What's best for me? Especially the kids, or what gives my wife more opportunities? And in some ways, there's more opportunities in Europe in terms of study and work. But at the same time, do we really want to stay here? And we don't know. We just don't know.